Betting on WWE might soon be possible as the company is currently pitching several gaming commissions throughout the entire country to make sure that fans like you can bet on pro wrestling matches. I'm Omer for Real Take Wrestling. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We've got a good amount to talk about here. So, this story from CNBC broke just yesterday that the WWE is preparing in two ways to try to get gambling on WWE matches legalized. And they're going about this with a two-pronged approach. Number one, they're obviously going to prepare their pitches to these different gaming commissions, these different gambling commissions, all that throughout the country. I believe they've already made a bid with, or already submitted, I should say, with the Indiana Gaming Commission. They are, I believe, working on with the Michigan and other gaming commissions. The CNBC article lays this out very clearly. Another thing that they laid out in that article that is critical to all of this, that none of this happens, the WWE does not, like, we don't have gambling on wrestling without this, is securing the results of these matches, securing WWE scripts. That is the crux of this whole thing, and without it, we will not see gambling on wrestling matches. Now, the way the WWE is pitching this essentially is that this firm, this consulting firm called, the security firm, I should say, called Ernst & Young, you might see them noted as E&Y, are one of the biggest firms in the entire planet. They're the same people who secure the results of the Oscars, which you can bet on. You can bet on who wins the Oscar for Best Actor, Best Actress, whatever, right? The reason because of that is E&Y secures those results. So they look after them. They're kind of like guaranteed in a weird way that these are secure enough to the standards where we can allow the public to bet on them, even though the results have already been predetermined and voted on, right? The WWE now is seeking to apply the same principle, the same standard to professional wrestling. As long as these results of the matches are secured, then you should be able to have the public able to bet on them, right? That's the thought process here. Now, the funny thing is, right, because of the laws in the United States, we recently, nationally, just legalized gambling and sports betting. That was very recently decided upon, and very recently, like, it's still being rolled out. There's still many states in the United States where you can't gamble. Maryland, where I live, like the ruling came out like a year ago or a year or two ago. We just got it implemented like just past November during the middle of the World Cup. So there's obviously like incentives there and for the WWE to start that process. It's worth to note they already have this in the United Kingdom. They already have this overseas in Australia as well, where people are just betting on the matches, and that's with no security at all, right? And you might be saying to yourself, well, this is dumb. Why would you bet on pro wrestling? We already know who's going to win. It's not as easy as like, oh, Miz versus Cody on Raw. Well, obviously Cody Rhodes is going to win, so pick Cody Rhodes and you're going to win a whole bunch of money. That's not how it works, right? That's not how gambling in general works. First of all, you have odds that you're working against or with. And a lot of times, I'm assuming in cases where you have matches where it's very obvious who's going to go over, the odds are going to be so just big that it's not going to be worth it for everyday people to bet on. You're going to see maybe like the millionaires and billionaires be like, put $10 million on Roman Reigns. Hell yeah. And they're going to get a return of like $1 million or whatever. So again, the margins aren't like even great enough for that, right? To risk 10 million for 1 million. Now, as far as you know, the way the process might work is overseas. This is mainly done for big events. You don't really see gambling for SmackDown, Raw, and all that kind of stuff. So it won't be like a weekly thing. It'll be more of a monthly thing for WWE. It'll be like, okay, WrestleMania is coming up. Roman Reigns versus Cody. Who do you got? And you can have those conversations, and you can also put your money where your mouth is. And for WWE, there's obviously a lot of money to be made from these deals and these contracts and these sponsorships you would get from that with FanDuel, DraftKings, and the like. On top of that, as an industry, this would allow for other companies like AEW, which is looking for more ways to monetize than I think any other company outside of WWE. AEW could, if WWE is successful, Look for AEW to do the same thing. You don't think Tony Khan has the connections to secure his scripts, to secure his booking? Of course he does. And of course he's got the connection. He's got the money to make it work. They're going to try to find a way to make it work. So it all hinges, though, on whether WWE can convince enough gaming commissions throughout the entire country. That's what all of this hinges on. I think personally, I know it sounds dumb to a lot of people, but you can bet on award shows. You can definitely bet on pro wrestling. Like that's just from a logical standpoint. The difference in security and all that kind of stuff, like it's not gonna matter. Now, how is this going to impact, like, like scoopsters? How is this going to impact, the script getting leaked? I think you're going to see significantly less of that if they are secured with E&Y. That being said, it is pro wrestling, so I think those things are going to find a way to get out. It's going to be a process. And regardless, look for WWE to push for this hard. Look for other companies to push for this hard. AEW, you know damn well they're going to be like, oh, if WWE gets it, easy street. Like, they're going to do all the work. WWE's going to do all the work. AEW's going to be like, all right, we're just going to do exactly what they did, and we're going to make this bread. And, I'm telling you, you can go on DraftKings right now and, like, bet on, like, Ukrainian table tennis. You don't think you can bet on wrestling? It's going to happen one day. One day sooner rather than later. Might not happen with this push, but it will eventually. But I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? Is WWE going to be able to convince these commissions to allow Americans to gamble like they do, or like people do on wrestling all over the world? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.